Hello and welcome to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. My name's Todd, David Goldfinger, and here are today's headlines. Thank you so much for being with us. First story. The House panel investigating the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol laid the blame firmly on Donald J. Trump Thursday night, saying the assault was hardly spontaneous, but an attempted coup and a direct result of the defeated president's effort to overturn the 2020 election. With a never-before-seen 12-minute video of extremist groups leading the deadly siege and startling testimony from Trump's innermost circle. The 1/6 committee provided gripping detail in contending that Trump's repeated lies about election fraud and his public effort to stop or try to stop Joe Biden's victory led to the attack and imperiled American democracy. In quotes. Democracy remains in danger, end quotes, said Representative Benny Thompson, Democrat from Mississippi, chairman of the panel during the hearing timed for prime time to reach as many Americans as possible, as humanly possible. Next news. The Biden administration is lifting its requirement that international air travelers to the U.S. take a COVID-19 test within a day before boarding their flights, easing one of the last remaining government mandates meant to contain the spread of the coronavirus. A senior administration official said the mandate expires Sunday at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, saying the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has determined that it's no longer necessary. The official, speaking Friday on the condition of anonymity to preview the formal announcement, said that the agency would reevaluate the need for the testing requirement every 90 days and that it could be reinstated if a troubling new variant of COVID emerges. Next news. Next news, please. The social media posts are of a distinct type. They hint darkly that the CIA or the FBI are behind mass shootings. They traffic in racist, sexist, and homophobic tropes. They reveal in the prospect of a white boy summer. White nationalists and supremacists, on accounts often run by young men, are building thriving macho communities across social media platforms like Instagram, Telegram, and even TikTok, evading detection with coded hashtags and innuendo. Their snarky memes and trendy videos are riling up thousands of followers on divisive issues, including abortion and guns. Next news. A local district attorney's race in Maine wasn't generating much attention until a political action committee linked to a deep-pocketed liberal donor with international name recognition suddenly took an interest. A super PAC funded by George Soros, the billionaire investor, philanthropist, and conspiracy theory target, dropped $300,000 on behalf of the challenger, dwarfing the $70,000 combined that had been raised by both candidates until then. The cash infusion, stunning some for local race in Maine, shows how national groups are seeking to influence district attorneys' contests across the country. The spending highlights a mostly under the radar jostling for control of an office that some see as being on the front lines of the movement for criminal justice reforms. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV. Please stay with us. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. Here's a continuation of today's top stories. Thank you for being with us. A Michigan police officer who killed Patrick Loyola, a black man who was on the ground when he was shot in the back of the head following a traffic stop captured on a bystander's phone, was expected to have an initial court hearing Friday on a charge of second-degree murder. Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker announced his decision Friday to file the charge against Grand Rapids officer Christopher Schur, who killed Loyola minutes after a traffic stop on April 4th. Video from a passenger in the car captured the final chilling moments. Schur fired the fatal shot while Loyola was on the ground, demanding that the 26-year-old refugee from Congo let go of the officer's taser. Next news. Capitol Police Officer Caroline Edwards described to lawmakers Thursday night what she could only describe as the war scene that she and other officers faced when rioters began viciously attacking them on January 6th, 2021. In quotes, "It was something like I've seen in the movies. I couldn't believe my eyes," end quotes, Edwards said. In quotes, "There were officers on the ground. They were bleeding. I was slipping in people's blood. It was carnage," she said. "It was chaos." The raw and at times explicit testimony from Edwards played out in the first public hearing on the findings of the House committee investigating the insurrection on the U.S. Capitol, January 6, 2021. Next news, please. President Joe Biden and other Western Hemisphere leaders are set to announce on Friday what is being billed as a roadmap for countries to host large numbers of immigrants and refugees. In quotes, the Los Angeles Declaration is perhaps the biggest achievement of the Summit of the Americas, which was undercut by differences over Biden's invitation list. Leaders of Mexico and several Central American countries sent top diplomats instead after the U.S. excluded Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. A set of principles to be announced Friday on the summit's final day includes legal pathways. Legal pathways to enter countries, aid to communities most affected by migration. Next news. Small businesses that depend on outdoor crowds and free-spending tourists aren't sure what to expect this summer. Consumers likely have a lot of pent-up demand after more than 2 years of the pandemic. But they're also facing some significant financial headwinds because of the highest inflation in decades, and COVID-19 remains a looming presence. The U.S. Travel Association, an industry trade group, expects money spent on travel, excluding business travel, in the U.S. to total $726 billion in 2022, up 3% from 2021, and slightly above pre-pandemic levels. Many Americans appear ready to spend what's left of their pandemic savings. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you. Hello, and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. Here's the continuation of today's top stories. Thank you for being with us. As Russia's invasion of Ukraine grinds into its 4th month, officials in Kiev have expressed fears that the specter or the ghost of war fatigue could erode the West's resolve to help the country push back Moscow's aggression. The US and its allies have given billions of dollars in weaponry to Ukraine. Europe has taken in millions of people displaced by the war in Ukraine, and there has been unprecedented unity in post-World War II Europe in imposing sanctions on President Vladimir Putin of Russia and his country. But as the shock of the February 24th, 2024 invasion subsides, analysts say that the Kremlin could try to exploit a dragged-out, entrenched conflict and possible waning interest among Western powers that might lead to pressuring Ukraine into a settlement deal. Next news. Up to 200 Ukrainian soldiers are being killed every day in Russia's military onslaught, according to an advisor to Ukraine's president. And only more and more advanced weaponry will turn back the Russian offensive, reduce the casualties, and force Moscow to the negotiating table. Mikhailo Podolak told the BBC in an interview aired Thursday that the daily loss of between 100 and 200 Ukrainian soldiers in the result of a, in quotes, complete lack of parity, end quotes, between Ukraine and Russia, which has thrown pretty much everything non-nuclear at the front, end quotes, in its bid to advance in Ukraine's eastern Donbass region and beyond. Next news. When British Prime Minister Boris Johnson survived a no confidence vote this week, at least one other world leader shared his relief. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said, "It was great news that we have not lost a very important ally," end quotes. It was a welcome boost for a British leader who divides his country and his party, but has won wide praise as an ally of Ukraine. Boris Johnson's relatively narrow victory in Monday's Conservative Party vote, which left him in power but in danger of further rebellions, has implications beyond Britain's shores. In quotes, "It's quite hard to address whatever international challenges we face while you are battling your own political party," end quotes, said David Lawrence, a research fellow at international affairs think tank Chatham House. Next news. China's defense minister complained to his American counterpart on Friday about the latest U.S. arms package for Taiwan and warned of a possible conflict over the self-governing island that China claims as its own territory. Chinese Defense Minister General Wei Fenghe told U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin in a meeting in Singapore that the sale, in quotes, seriously undermined China's sovereignty and security interests, end quotes, according to a state broadcaster, CCTV's military channel. China, in quotes, firmly opposes and strongly condemns it, end quotes. And the Chinese government and military will, in quotes, this is in quotes, resolutely smash any Taiwan independence plot and resolutely safeguard the reunification of the quote-unquote motherland, Wei said. We're going to take a short break from the daily global English news of Millennium News TV 24/7. Please stay with us. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to Millennium News TV 24/7 Global News Update. Here's the continuation of today's top stories. Thank you for being with us. Questions about the dangers of human tampering with nature have been in the DNA of the Jurassic Park films from the start, but they've been given a workout in the Jurassic World trilogy. Under the stewardship of filmmaker Colin Trevorrow, who directed Jurassic World and a new Jurassic World Dominion, and co-wrote all three films, including, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The dinosaurs have, the name of the film is called Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. End quotes. The dinosaurs have carried plenty of metaphorical baggage on their way to nearly $3 billion in the box office. Ooh. In Jurassic World, the reanimation of colossal beings from the past mirrored the movie's own blockbuster reboot imperatives. In quotes, Fallen Kingdom, end quotes, with poachers and dinosaurs in crates. Next news. Several artists, including Bun B, Lupe Fiasco, 6 Lack, and Brittany Spencer, have recorded songs honoring Juneteenth for Apple Music. Performers from different genres composed new tracks, while others recorded cover songs for the second annual Juneteenth 2022 Freedom Songs playlist, which launches Friday on the streaming platform. The playlist releases more than a week before the annual holiday, also known as Emancipation Day and Freedom Day, that commemorates when the last enslaved African Americans learned about their freedom on June 19th. Juneteenth, now it's called. Next news. After falling behind midway through the game, the Tampa Bay Lightning showed the poise of a two-time defending champion. They rallied for another late victory to move a win away from returning to the Stanley Cup final. Andre Palat scored on a deflection with 1:50 remaining to break a tie and lead the Lightning to a 3-1 victory over the New York Rangers on Thursday night for a 3-2 lead in the Eastern Conference Final. In quotes, "We just stayed patient," end quotes, Tampa Bay captain Steven Stamkos said. In quotes, "We knew it would be a challenge in this atmosphere. We knew it would be a low-scoring, grinding game. We continued our game plan and got rewarded," end quotes. This next news. Shohei Ohtani presented the game ball to Phil Nevin during the cathartic clubhouse celebrations after the Los Angeles Angels snapped their 14-game losing streak. While the Angels' new manager greatly appreciated the gesture to mark the first victory of his career, he also knew who deserved nearly all of the credit for stopping the longest skid in franchise history. In quotes, "He carried us on his back," end quotes, Nevin said of the Halos' matchless AL MVP. Ohtani pitched 7 stellar innings and hit a 2-run homer, and the Angels won for the first time since May 24th, beating the Boston Red Sox 5-2 on Thursday night. Ohtani, 4-4, yielded 4 hits and a run while striking out 6 in a performance befitting an ace. He also had 2 hits, and he put the Angels ahead for the first time by crushing his 12th homer of the season off Nick Pivetta 5-5 in the 5th inning. Thank you for watching Millennium News TV 24/7 Daily Global News Update. We love you and we thank you very much. Please log in to get the latest news on all of our social networking sites. That means Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even TikTok. On TikTok, we are Millennium News 24. Also, on YouTube, our YouTube channel is News Channel M24. Viewers, now on both network broadcasting, Android and iOS devices, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV. Also, all smart TV platforms. Please enjoy our entertainment, our latest news, views, and editorials. Our Millennium TV apps. Check out the apps. Millennium TV USA Android for Android as well. Millennium News Google, www.millenniumtv24.com, and also tell your device to play Todd Goldfinger. Please stay with Millennium News 24. We thank you and God bless everyone everywhere. Peace.